Remember Speedrun 4? If you were an OG Roblox player, it's likely that you have some memory of the game. Back in the day, Speedrun 4 was one of the most popular games on the entire platform. As time went on, and with Roblox having tens of millions of unique games, today, Speedrun 4 still stands as one of the most visited games in all of Roblox history, having a total of 1.7 billion visits. It's a game cemented in the Roblox Hall of Fame. However, fast forward to 2025, and it's not uncommon to see the game struggling to pull even 1,000 players, with players taking to Reddit stating, "It has become Greedrun 4. Mr. Krabs is bro's idol. Developers and corporations when they have made a masterpiece. Time to ruin it." You may be wondering, where did it all go wrong? To find out, we must go back to where it all began. The game Speedrun was released in 2014 by a player going by the name of LOL Bunnyface. You spawn into an obby with different levels, each consisting of various platforms and obstacles with a distinct theme. A yellow line at the start of each level would speed up your character, with the main goal of the game being complete the levels as fast as you possibly could, hence the name Speedrun. A player named Verse saw this game and decided to create his own version. He added new running animations and polished the game up, making the whole experience much more satisfying. This led to the creation of what we know today as Speedrun 4. As the game grew in popularity, so would the competition. Players would spend countless hours finding the most efficient paths, minimizing mistakes, and using skips, which were essentially glitches used to bypass sections of a level. This was all in pursuit of getting the fastest possible run, landing themselves a spot on the leaderboard. A video documenting the former world record sits at an absurd 7.1 million views today, showing just how big this game's reach truly was. Soon, however, a problem would come to light. While the gameplay was fun, due to the simplicity of the game, there was only so many times you could play before it got pretty repetitive. While they had previously updated the physics and gravity of the game, it wasn't until 4 years later in 2018 when they would release a much needed update. They made the levels more challenging while improving the level's visuals, making them much more aesthetically pleasing. This was an update that genuinely added to the game and was quite well received by players. However, this positive momentum wouldn't last. It marked a turning point, with subsequent updates slowly beginning to unravel the game. They would begin by removing cards, which were essentially collectible items. While they served no real purpose, players who had spent countless hours grinding for them were rightfully upset. Following this in 2019, they would release a new update known as the Meme Update, which consisted of Fortnite dances, trails, and a new currency system known as meme points. Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking. This update seemed very out of place. Adding stuff with no relation to the game seemed like more of a desperate cash grab than a genuine update. Someone would take to Reddit asking, why have they added all of these unnecessary features such as trail givers, meme points, sounds, and Fortnite dances? And how come there's barely no new actual levels? The first reply to this thread would be, it gets attention easily. Lazy devs, I guess. Someone else would reply, he did what every other dev does nowadays. Go for the cash. While this was pretty bad, soon, Verse would make another horrible decision which would go beyond just annoying players. If you've never played the game, you might need some context. If we go to YouTube and look up Speedrun 4 soundtrack, you'll find videos with hundreds of thousands of views with comments such as, the music is the equivalent of falling into a portal in outer space and being sucked into the past while all your memories flow through you. One of the best songs I've ever heard. You can imagine the outrage when in the next update, all of the level soundtracks were changed for no apparent reason. Comments such as, I wish they kept all of these songs in the game, they are so original. Now the songs are just crappy modern day music. While all of these updates were certainly disappointing, they still didn't fundamentally alter the game's core. Players returning for nostalgia might have been disheartened, but you could still largely ignore these additions and enjoy the classic speedrun experience. For the next 5 years, the game would be left relatively untouched, letting players adjust. However, this is when he would release a new update which would change everything, leading to the eventual downfall. You see, Roblox has the unique ability of catering to a wide range of players. Whether you're in elementary school or in your 30s, Roblox has the game designed just for you. While younger players tend to stick to the low-stakes imaginative games such as tycoons and simulators, older players gravitate more towards complex and skill-based competitive games. With Speedrun 4 catering more towards this older audience, you can imagine trying to appeal to the younger demographic would not be wise. In 2024, they would release the Donut update, which after 5 years would finally see some new levels added to the game. Aside from some backlash with some of the art likely being AI, this was still relatively tame. However, following this, Verse would release the most controversial update yet, adding pets into the game. To unlock these pets, you would need to open eggs, which would be unlocked after you completed a level a certain amount of times. This would range from some eggs requiring 2 completions to an absurd 1,000 completions. These eggs would hatch different pets which would vary in sizes, and depending on the pet, they would help you gain a specific amount of energy which you would then convert to the in-game currency, feeding back into the loop of using them to get better pets. The problem was, unlike their previous updates, this one didn't enhance the gameplay in any way, shape, or form. All it would do is make you grind unnecessarily and take away from the original concept of the game. While the pet update did see a total of 45 new levels added, these new levels also had their own fair share of problems. They felt far too easy compared to the previous 30 levels and also had a completely different art style, going from much simpler blocky textures to a modern, rounded, and cleaner look. Worst of all, however, was that to progress through these levels now, you had to pay using the in-game currency, which was of course earned through pets or spending Robux. This was the final nail in the coffin, which would completely destroy the game, turning it into just another simulator. Long-term fans were enraged. Speedrun 4 didn't need any of the simulator, aka glorified clicker game junk, especially pets, which are a stain on modern Roblox games, and I hope they stop being used. It's made a fun game go down the drain in the hope of a last-ditch attempt to gain relevancy and money. Just greed in my honest opinion. While things were pretty bad, if we think about it, they still could have been worse. All of this backlash led Verse to quickly reverse some of the worst changes, like the levels being paywalled and making the new levels more difficult. But unfortunately, the damage was already done. While the addition of pets in a grind-heavy loop was undeniably a greedy move, we still have to look at it from his perspective. The Roblox landscape has changed significantly in the past couple of years. There's a reason most of the games nowadays you see blowing up follow the same simulator, grindy, AFK type of blueprint. Roblox favors engagement. The longer you keep players in your game for, the more likely Roblox's algorithm is to push the game out. Also, the older Roblox audience is slowly dwindling, while the younger player base is only growing. With the job of a Roblox game developer being to make money through their game, they're forced to create these types of games as it's just what the algorithm promotes. It sucks, but if they want to continue earning a living, it's what they have to do. While this was unfortunate for older players who felt as if their childhood game was ripped from their hands, he did still upload the original game titled Speedrun 4 Classic, which lacked all of the updates and still had the original music in it. As of now, this definitely took a major toll on the game's core player base. It's not uncommon to see the game being played by less than 1,000 total players. However, this was a gamble to appeal to the younger Roblox audience, and only time will tell if this will pay off.